Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. This video kicks off the series March Madness, bringing you all good things that happen in a Dutch oven. Today's recipe is all about the pot roast. It takes 3 hours to cook, but I promise you it is a very straightforward and simple recipe, so if you're interested in more, stay tuned. So to start this recipe, we're going to be taking 2 small yellow onions and giving them a rough chop. So moving on, we're taking 4 cloves of garlic and mincing these into little bits. So this recipe calls for 3 carrots. Using it later on in the pot roast, but prepping it now, I'm going to slice this on a diagonal and keep it a little bit chunky. So moving on, we're going to prep the beef by adding some salt and pepper to each side. And I'm just going to repeat the process. And so now this is ready to sear. And searing just helps to lock in the flavor. Heating the pot over medium-high heat, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of oil. Once the pot is nice and hot, I'm going to add the roast to the Dutch oven and leave it there for a few minutes to color and sear. Then I'm going to flip it and repeat until it's a nice color. Once it's nice and seared, I'm going to remove it from the Dutch oven. Then I'm going to add in my onions and garlic. And I'm going to give it a quick stir. Once they're nice and soft, I'm going to add in my tomato paste and the flour. Then we're going to give this a mix and add some Worcestershire sauce. The beef broth. and 1 cup of sweet wine or port wine. And then we're going to give this a mix and just sort of scrape along the bottom to help loosen up all the bits that have been caramelized at the bottom. Once the flavors have had a minute to blend together, I'm going to add the beef back to the pot. I'm going to add in 3 bay leaves, sprinkle in some dried rosemary and some dried thyme. Then I'm going to cover it, then put it in the oven to cook for 2 hours at 320 degrees Fahrenheit. So at this point, it's been 2 hours, so I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to flip the beef over so that the other side now has a chance to submerge into our gravy. Of course, I have to do a little check just to see how far along the meat is. So I'm going to add in my carrots. Cover this back up and let it cook for 1 more hour. After that 3-hour mark, our beef is ready to go. We can plate it. Add that nice gravy with all the flavors that's been stewing together for 3 hours. And as you can see, I'm able to just pull the beef apart with my fork. And I'm going to serve it with some mashed potato, some sauteed mushrooms, and the carrots from our pot roast. Add some gravy and we're good to go. Alright guys, so that's a wrap on this first episode in our March Madness series. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button so you get the latest videos. Again, I will be releasing the next episode next Saturday, noon Eastern time, so stay tuned for that.